Oops. Hi guys, Jasfran here. Just check that I'm recording this here. I promise you a very simple strategy on the ashi candles, but you know, and I will get to that in a minute, guys. It's just something I need to say first. On Friday I did 700 pips. Okay, now my trading has improved incredibly using these ashi charts. I would add that to the 30-minute charts as well, you know, and it really has improved my trading. Certainly the last 2 days of last week, 900 pips and 700 pips. Pretty good, that. Okay, but let's take the 700, the Friday. Okay, so if we divide that by 4, that's 175 pips, yeah? Right, now I took 8 trades on Friday, 8 trades only. Okay, 2 on the GU, 3 on the EU, 1 on the UCAD, and what was the other one? The USD Swissy. I think I took 2 on that. So there's 8 trades basically, right, that averaged out at 22 pips a trade. Okay, and that's really, really good, guys, you know. So I'm going to, you know, give you a strategy where you can benefit from these ashi candles. Alright, but first I just wanted to show you this. This is an old screenshot I found, and this is what we used to have. Okay, look at the top right hand corner. It just doesn't make sense, does it? You know, you've got a down signal and then it's gone up, price has gone up, you know, it's like, it doesn't make sense. Okay, so that's what we used to have. I'll show you a couple of trades on here, but this is what we have now. Now, this, when was this now? This was Thursday. Okay, so you've had this really strong against the trend bias, you can tell on the GU, right? It's been going up, it's been uptrending, okay, and then you've had this really strong against the trend bias. Okay, so to go against that, to take a trade with the trend, you need a really strong bias. Again, you need a really strong setup. Okay, you had a 1 hour, but even if you didn't have the 1 hour here, you had the 15-minute signal, as you can see. Sorry, the 30-minute signals, as you can see there. You had the 15-minute signals, as you can see here. And look, you know, 5-minute signals here. This one in particular, this is the one I want to show you here. This 5-minute signal, right, added to everything else, and look what it did. Okay, and look at your white signal there on the ashi chart. That was when this signal really kicked in. Okay, it really kicked in. That may have been a small red to start with, but then went super and really kicked in. Okay, and that was at the same time as that signal appeared. Okay, and if you took that trade from that white signal appearing, because you've got a great setup and you would have had flashing green momentum, that move there, well, it's about 32.90 to 33.12, so it's, again, 22 pip trade, you know. And before you would say, oh right, okay, I need to get out. And here's the other thing about judging when to get out. You didn't have to wait for this down signal. You know, if momentum turned on you, you could have said, right, I'll take whatever I've got, and then wait for the next settle. Alright, personally I've been using a combination of the two. You know, like I'll just show you on the EU here, if we've had this move up and then we've got the signal, but I didn't get out until momentum turned red. Okay, as soon as it's flashed red, that's my exit strategy. Alright, so that was on the GU. Now I want to show you the EJ here, because this gave some huge pips, guys. But again, you were dealing with you know, a very, very strong bias. Okay, you've got, and these are on current candles. Well, the 1 hour isn't now, because it's just flipped at 10 o'clock, but the 4 hour is. Okay, and it's a very, very strong bias, that, guys, and you know, and all you needed to go with that, to take that trade again, this signal here was probably you know, just didn't even have a signal. It might have been this signal here or here. Yeah, I think it's more likely this candle. You know, it's not got a signal above it, but it's got a white on the Heikin Ashi. Okay. And if you look at that there, if you look on the 15 minute, you touched the orange line on the 15 minute. Alright. Nothing on the 30 minute, but even so, you know, that was still a really good trade. But again, if you can imagine this 15 minute signal here, this 5 minute signal down here, right, you're somewhere in this territory here, and you're looking what we're looking at there. Let's have a look. 126.80 to 120, below 126.40. So they're probably a 50 pip move, that, guys, right? And it would have correlated beautifully with a white signal somewhere up here. All right. So again, that was with a strong bias. Yeah, not against a strong bias. All right. So that was 10:15 on the, was it Thursday? I think it was the Thursday. This was a little bit later on the Thursday. Okay. Let's just have a look again, just to show you this, you know, working with a strong bias and having to turn price around. You saw the GU, it had the 1 hour red, it went super and it touched the orange line on the 1 hour there, and then look what happened. There wasn't a signal, but that's because it had this mega strong bias from earlier. Okay. It also got a 15 minute red yellow right on the BB bands there, as you can see, and straight down. Alright. You can't see the move on the Heikin Ashi now, but there would have been a white signal there. Okay, so let's have a look at the EJ. You got this system up here against, again, what you could say is a very strong bias. The 4 hours disappeared there, by the way, guys. You now have, when you look at this, a setup to the upside. Okay, so you got this on your 30 minute here, you got this collection of signals here, and in this one in particular would have been huge. Let's have a look what we're looking at there. 126.40 to about 126.80, so 40 pip move there. Okay, and it would have started with a signal like this. You see, this is the last 5 minute signal. Look there, this one. You know, you still got this in play. After it's touched the line here, it's created a big wick. You've had your little pushback down there, which is just a retest from above, and then it's gone back through, it's retesting again. Alright, so you correlated this signal here with this signal here, and again, well, that's it's about 30 pips, 30 pip move. Okay, right. Again, let's have another look. These were Friday now. I wanted to show you these because this is a setup prior to the actual move. Okay, and as I was saying about going with or against a strong bias, you need you know, a strong setup, right? If many of you will recall, MT circled a setup on the EU before the session started. Okay, I asked him to do that just so that people could see, you know, the setup, the strength of the setup. Alright, so again, there's a slight difference when you're with the trend. You don't need as strong a bias, and I'm just going to show you that now. Okay, so look at the GU 1 and 4s here. This is a trend up, yeah? Even the 4 hours now is looking up, okay? But look at these candles here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7 candles there without a signal pointing up. Okay, there's one with a signal there. Yeah, that's the trend. That's what the trend does. And if you notice, this 1 hour down here, you know, it worked. Yes, right. It went right down here and then it shot back up, and that was the trend shooting it back up. Okay, but that signal had to appear to force price down, and that's what against the trend signals have to produce, you know, to perform. Again, great example here. If you look at all these signals here, and no, but look at the wicks on them. This is because the pound's trend wanted to go up, right? And you know, there's absolutely no settled movement to the downside there on that, and then eventually the trend just took over. Okay, so there was a trade here, right? And what happened is you've got this signal in here, you've got the trend on the 1 hour and 4 hour, right, with you, right? You've got this 30-minute signal here. Okay, it's you could say it's half an hour old, maybe a bit longer, but it's still in play. This little red here doesn't stand a chance against the red pink, guys. Okay, then you've got a red on the 15-minute there, and if you can just see, there's virtually touching the orange line on both of these charts. So what we were waiting for was a 5-minute signal up. As you can see, you've just touched the orange line on the 5-minute chart there. 5-minute signal up to correlate with a white or a signal on the ashi. Okay, so let's just have a look at what happened. Right, this, by the way, was 10 past 11. It was late on. Now watch this, 15 minutes later. Okay, look at that. Look, bounced perfectly, shot up. Again, it was, this candle I think was a little bit green, right, but look at it, bang bang. Right, we didn't get a 5-minute signal, but we bounced off the orange line and we got momentum. Okay, but what did we get? Look at this, ashi candle. But this, as I say, right, is the trend. This is what the trend does. You don't always need a strong bias with the trend, whereas against the trend or against a strong bias, basically to turn direction after a big move, you need a really good setup. That is what I'm trying to put across to you. Okay, well, I mean, I don't really need to say any more on that, do I? It's just perfect example of it there on the GU. Okay, so as I say, the strategy is simple, right? With the trend or with a strong bias, look for 5-minute, a 15-minute, you know, a 30-minute signal with a ashi candle, and then wait for momentum and get in. If you go in against the trend, as with which one was it now? This one. If you, yeah, we'll use this one anyway. If you're going against the trend or against a really strong bias, like this here, this GU, you can see it's a really strong bias to the downside, right? Get a really strong setup. At least, you know, signals on the 30-minute, 15-minute and 5-minute. Okay, and by that I mean current. Don't think you can count back 2 or 3 candles against the trend or bias, because a strong bias, because you cannot. You need them on current candles like this. Okay, alright, so that's it, guys. It's basically, it's really easy thing to do. I mean, you can see I've only given a couple of examples here, but if you want to demo this, you know, and just look for these signals on, you know, the ashi charts, but look for them with a setup. You know, MT says you only have to line these 4 charts up, these 4 charts here, and he's right. I personally prefer to use, you know, the bias, and as I say with this, the GU ones on, what was it, Friday, I think it was, on Friday morning, because of this strong trend, I didn't take this GU move down here. You see this move, even though it's shot down here, I didn't take it. The EU went down, right? The EU went down, you see it here, that went down, and I took that down. Why did I take that down? Well, you only have to look at the 1 and 4s on the EU. Look at the difference between the EU and the GU. GU is a clear trend to the upside. EU is messy, and everything is trading below the orange line on the 1 hour, and yeah, you're down on the 4 hour as well, definitely the weekly and daily. Alright, so this trade to the downside here, I would have taken. This one I did take, shot right down there, guys. Alright, but my trades, as I say, I took with the trend on the GU to the upside. I ignored these downtrends. As good as that one may have been, it was still risky for me. Okay guys, so that is basically it. It's so simple. Just line the charts up. If you're going against a strong bias, just line them up. If you're going with the trend or with a strong bias, then just look for, you know, maybe a brand new 5-minute signal, maybe a 15-minute signal, or a 30-minute signal. Keep an eye on the 1 hour, see if you get a 1 hour chart, and look then for a simple signal on the Heiken Ashi charts. Enter with momentum, of course. Okay guys, so that's about it. I'll see you in the room. As I say, if you're not sure about this, you can always, you know, demo it for a week and then see where you are at the end of the week. Okay.